So what's
the trailer parks.
Trailer park.
Okay, all right.
Lack of medical care. That's true.
Yes,
That's a biggie.
yeah.
So
Medical, dental.
Dental.
with all, so I'm going to put the lack of medical. So I don't want to create a controversy for you here.
That would be emergency medical facility. We have a medical, I mean, there is a doctor.
But that's one.
That's only one.
Still
So
a
Short of that.
lack of medical services, I think, is fair, and the emergency piece would be an additional piece, but lack of medical care would be first. And then the
Because one
emergency
person is
piece
trying
would
to
be
do
nice
all
after
of
that,
it.
but
You
How
can't
many
walk
do you
into
have
your
dentists in
finger,
town?
so.
Nope.
no dentist.
Optometrist?
Nope.
Yes,
Oh, you
yes.
do?
Yeah, we have
Sort
of. One day a week. We
One
have.
day a week, these are retired.
I want to come back. I want to come back to the trailer park stuff because I don't want to. I mean, I don't want to single out somebody. I want to drill down on what that means. So what it's just non-maintain facilities.
Well, I think it might be fair to say Highway 58 through town is not pleasant to look at.
Okay. Is that
No, trailer parks are terrible.
okay? Okay.
Unattractive.
Okay.
Not all of them, but yes,
No,
one of
most of
them.
them.
We have one
We have a couple
that's kind of rough.
We have two good ones.
One?
Exactly.
Two tops.
We have two good ones.
All the other ones look pretty good.
There's a couple of lead twins here.
Let's see. I'm just going to put non-maintained trailer park.
That's a nice word.
Okay.
Yes.
So I don't have to offend a specific person. Yeah. They could. See, I get to leave 10. You don't.
Our sewer system, not the plant, our sewer system.
Oh, pipes. Yeah.
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 Uptown.
And our water system.
Inflow and infiltration.
Okay. Water and sewer infrastructure is the problem.
Yes.
Okay.
It's orange.
And so the treatment plant's fine, but the delivery system is.
Is that fair? The delivery, that's right. The delivery system is the
Well,
issue.
collection system is what they call it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I know that in Cascade Locks, which is interesting, they 60% of the water that they pump doesn't get delivered. It leaks out of the system there. So.
Well, we got the opposite problem.
Yeah.
And we get bunches of infiltration, I&I, which
Okay.
is infiltration and inflow.
Okay.
We go from flows in the summer months, which are true flows,
So you
of
treat
around 400,000 a day to 3 million a day in the winter months. So we got a lot of problems in the old part of town.
high turbidity and stuff in the winter.
Oh yeah.
So so you're treating surface water here then?
In the winter time we are.
yeah. So, okay.
So, where's the old part of town, Chuck?
Well, the old Oakridge area, old Oakridge part of town. Well, for me, Oakridge and Willamette City is the way I look at it.
Okay.
I've been here a long time, so Willamette City came into the system in 1968. It's all a pretty new system. 68 being new to me, compared to the 40s and 50s up here.
Oh yeah.
And down there it was all gasket, tongue and groove, bell and spigot, all rubber gasket pipe. Up here, a lot of it is just concrete pipe that's put together and grouted, supposed to be grouted.
Right.
Where the inspector was most of the time, who knows, but a lot of it didn't get grouted. When it rains and the groundwaters and things like that just flood it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got big problems.
Okay.
And we're governed by DEQ. I mean, we're in violation right now.
Oh, so you're already.
Oh yeah, we
on
got
the
to do
list.
something. Yeah.
Okay. What else? What else do we?
So Farrell's always
Well,
good.
the other part of that is our fresh water. We don't have enough to start with.
Okay, so
We've been talking about, I don't know, what, 1 million gallon tank and another pump or another.
We need another well, production well. Our potable water is lacking. We have lots of water. We live around here with rivers on all sides.
right.
But as far as potable water, which means drinkable water,
Right.
is lacking.
Okay.
that's one of the things we need to do too. We're looking at a new, production well and a new reservoir,
Okay.
so, yeah,
So would that take that taste and smell away?
that's never gonna happen.
That's the only negative thing about Oakridge for me.
You know, unfortunately, chlorination is something that we have no control over.
Right.
We must chlorinate our water.
Okay, okay.
And if they told us we didn't have to, we wouldn't. And trust me, it's expensive and it's, takes that.
Okay. Well, one of the things that strikes me, I mean, I've always thought Oakridge is a nice location. You know, you sort of first community coming out of the mountains on this side. And it's always struck me as unusual that there's not a real visible connection to the river here, and sort of that I know about. I'm sure there is, but I don't. You know, as a tourist coming through town, you know.
Well, your first one is Green Waters Park
Yeah.
on the east end, right as you're coming down the hill.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
your first.
Yeah, I was just thinking of the long, you know, the 58 corridor through here.
But there's no boat ramp there and,
I don't know whether that's a weakness for you from a tourist standpoint. You know, if you get people to stop, if you get them to stop, for an hour, they average about $14 to $15 per head that they spend in the community. If you get them to stay 24 hours, you get $85 to $110 per head. And so, the more you slow them down in your town, the more they'll invest in your town. So that's one of the things I just look at in terms of, you know, community. Where are people going to stop? Now, you've got some interesting little shops. The art co-op's a good one. You know, my wife wanted to stop there. I said, no, I have to go to work. You know, I'm not stopping there. So she'll be there tomorrow, I'm sure. But you know, those kinds of attractions that get people to spend a little time in your town and spend a little money in your town. So. I don't know whether that was just an observation on my part. If it's not perceived as a problem locally, it's not a problem.
Well, I mean, it is something that we may want to develop. So.
Well, we can maybe deal with that in opportunities. If it's not a weakness right now, we may just want to talk about that.
It's actually 3 miles out of town is Hills Creek Reservoir. It's a beautiful lake.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Beautiful lakes around.
Yeah.
I don't think people see us as a destination stop.
Right.
We're a pass through.
Right.
So we'd like to be a destination stop.
Let's put
Spend money.
not a destination.
How can spend money?
Any other things? You guys got pretty nice schools. You got a great fire hall. You got a very decent city hall. So it looks like your public facilities are pretty decent in town.
Actually, one of our weaknesses is the Willamette Activity Center is what we use for we attempt to use as a community center, which is in pretty poor condition.
Okay.
Yeah, we have no community center after.
But the baseball diamond seems to be well kept and maintained.
Behind there, there's always a game going on.
They do turn it into a soccer field.
Yeah. But the facility itself, you say needs some
That is
attention.
correct.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
that'll be something I think that will shake out.
Okay. Okay. Anything else that folks can think of? And we don't need to beat Oakridge to death here. I mean,
Lack of an economic base. I mean, we don't have much diversity.
Okay.
The front yard.
And we're getting less and less restaurants every day. Where are people gonna eat when they stop here pretty soon?
yeah, I noticed that. I noticed a number of restaurants that were closed.
Well, there was one family restaurant still open, and my understanding was they closed today.
That's exactly what.
Manning's on that?
Manning's closed?
Really?
But I was told, somebody
That's too
came
bad.
into the clinic today and told me,
Ah.
wow,
Yeah.
it closed.
She didn't pay her taxes.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Well, I think that,
Taxes, it's the law. That's the only really family restaurant that's,
Well, you got Mazatlan and
Big
Chinese.
yeah, but those aren't I'm thinking family type, you know,
Breakfast, lunch,
ham and
dinner.
eggs,
Ham and
you
eggs,
know?
Manning's, yeah.
Yeah, you better watch that statement. I mean, McDonald's probably get upset you not talking about a family restaurant or A&W.
Well, I'm thinking of
Family owned.
not a fast food restaurant, I was thinking of a family sit down together.
You ever been to McDonald's?
Yes.
We will swing
I eat there all the time. I'm always having meetings, I have to eat at McDonald's.
Is there any, go ahead. Any other?
Staff, I mean, everybody, this is the time to throw it out. I mean, if you're feeling it, please, let's get it on paper.
Having you guys as a,
Well, I'm surprised that you, Louis, put Willamette Activity Center down as a weakness when you actually consider it as a strength.
well,
It could be both.
repurposed, yeah.
It's a weakness because of the condition it's in.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what he's.
Yeah, I just put needs attention, so I think that the
More for
weakness is.
condition.
The reason people that don't, one of the reasons people don't move here is we have a failing infrastructure, essentially. Schools are failing because the student population is dropping because people are moving away.
5% a year.
And so there's no incentive. Another weakness is our population is, the population is turning into a geriatric population, retired
Thank you,
people.
Jerry.
You're
Yeah.
dying off.
And they're moving away because there's no medical facility, so it's kind of a catch-22. We have no assisted living facilities here for anybody. I guess that's part of the infrastructure.
Sure.
You know, my old dentist that was down in Dexter, in Lowell, he tried to come up here, but he got no help. He came to the city and,
Hayden?
no, it was, the hell's his name, Emerald Valley.
Yes, he did.
Oh, you've got a beautiful clinic. in
He,
Creswell.
2/3 of his business was coming from
From
here,
here.
so he wanted to come up here.
So you ended up opening in Creswell.
So any other things that should be on this list? I mean,
We
the
can
point,
add to if we think.
absolutely, absolutely. And you know, this is never over until we're done. You adopted something.
It's not over till it's over.
What's that?
It's not over till it's over.
There you go, yeah.
We got 15.
There was one strength that you missed,
Okay?
and you actually put it through, and I would say that's our new library that has fiber optic capabilities. Our whole town has fiber optic capabilities.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a
No,
good
the
one.
government buildings and the medical have broadband.
Oh,
fiber.
okay,
But it's
okay.
not accessible to the citizens.
Not yet.
But it
Not yet.
could be, if somebody
It could
wanted
be.
to come in, a third party wanted to come in and buy it from us or franchise from us to get it out, there is a possibility for that.
Well, and there's some money to help that happen too for rural communities, that City of Oakridge could possibly go after that money to help make broadband available to the citizens. Some cities have set up like a utility company for their broadband. So, can I, when you're up there, will you write, this is just a pin, will you write on that red one, the library and the broadband? Just make a note.
Fiber optic.
Hopefully, is that writing? Thank you. Okay. All right, so let's talk about opportunities. What are opportunities?
I like your one about the river and using that.
I don't want to force you to.
No, I think
adopt my
that's
agenda,
excellent.
but-
It's if you go out to our park, our Green Waters Park, the river is right there and it's beautiful. There's
Right.
a bridge that you walk across. And if there were other places accessible, that would be,
We have Osprey Park right on that edge of town,
Yeah.
or this edge.
Yeah, you know what struck me is that I knew the one coming down the hill. You know,
Nothing
it's
tells
just-
you where to go for the other.
Yeah, so if I could get down to the river somewhere here, you know, with my kids or something. My kids are all grown, so now I'm having grandkids. But if I was down there with my grandkids and grandma wanted to go shopping.
Right down from the Best Western where you're staying, where that little restaurant's at, River Road, that takes you right down to another park.
Oh, okay.
River access.
Okay. So,
That's your
That's
lane.
well lit.
Your lane takes you right to
And
the
so-
river's edge.
you know, am I just unobservant, or is there signage?
It's a signage issue.
Okay.
If there's an opportunity, better signage.
Your
Well,
lane
there's
reading
actually-
is 4.
My side reading is poor. I know that. So.
Mind reading.
There's actually 3 major rivers here too, not just one.
Yeah. So yeah, I you say that.
There's Salmon Creek and
Willamette and the North Fork.
I'm
has not been anywhere.
So we're you know, we have excellent opportunities for restaurants or something near and dear to my heart, a Krispy Kreme. Okay. That would make people stop.
Right. You know that little coffee shop across the 58 that's been there for years and years? I mean, that's the place that if I meet somebody in Oakridge, that's the place I can say, you know, there's a coffee shop on the right-hand side of 58 going east, let's meet there. And everybody seems to know about that. Yeah, so that's been a successful.
You know, St. Vincent's has opened here recently. And
Yeah, that's a pretty upscale looking St. Vincent's, yeah, so.
it's a
They're
little
talking
thing
about
across the
McGillicuddy.
street, it's
Where?
exciting.
McGillicuddy.
Oh, McGillicuddy's.
Let me ask you this, how much land does the city of Oakridge actually have, either through foreclosure or default and stuff like that? Are there key pieces of property that Oakridge has that may be an opportunity for us here in the strategic plan?
Public Works, right on 58.
Yeah, we have a building that we're trying to sell that's on the highway.
Okay.
Let's come up to
Great
what the
building.
key was.
And Louis, is there any just vacant land or?
Yeah, we
Industrial
actually,
park.
Industrial park.
there and there's other pieces of land that were attached to that. So we have, how many
It has a lot
acres
of
do you think
land.
we still have total? I would say roughly 100 plus acres.
Oh, okay. And just in terms of opportunity here, has the city council, have you guys addressed that land, how you could create incentives for people to come in for that land, use that land?
We've been addressing it forever.
Okay, we actually a year ago declared a lot of our land surplus,
Okay,
and you probably saw the old city shops, that's one of them.
okay.
That's that we declared surplus, and just haven't put it on the market yet.
Okay, okay. So, any of these 100 acres of a particular, have particular attributes that will make it highly desirable to, I'll give you an example of the Dalles. The Dalles got, if you guys have been up on 84, and I'm sure you have at different times, you come into the Dalles, you go into what I call the fast food strip there. Okay, the armory, or the National Guard armory is right there. All that land behind that and next to it was transferred to Wasco County and the city of the Dalles. And so we went through a community process where the car dealership that's now, if you haven't been up there probably last year or two, there's a brand new car dealership right there, which part of that was the county decided that pad was going to be for a car dealership. They were going to keep a pad right where the armory is and have that as a leased pad to a fast food restaurant, so they'd have income coming in. Those are the kinds of, that's really what the basis of my question is. Do we have those kinds of places, hotel spaces, fast food places that would be particularly highly desirable for an outside developer to come in and work with the city to put something there?
The place I just mentioned, where the old city shops are, it was originally put on the market. Well, originally, the deal was there was a buyer that was interested in coming in and putting kind of a little mini mall in there with some restaurants and Radio Shack and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So as a result, we took out a loan and built another place, and we were going to sell that one to pay for the other one. Well,
And that, then 2009 showed up.
7, 8.
Boom, yeah.
so it's still on the market, and it's still a desirable piece of property because it's all together with the one next to it that was bought by Randy was about 4 acres.
Oh, okay.
And I suspect it's probably about half that much now, or maybe
It's a little over 2 acres.
Yeah. So we've got about 2 acres there. That's a good commercial site right on the highway.
Okay.
I thought there was land available by the Best Weston, land behind there.
Beyond this was.
There is about 10 acres behind the Best Western.
Wow.
I don't know who owns it. We don't. But
Tillers.
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 Tillers owns it. That's right.
Yeah.
So there's a big inventory, that's an opportunity, there's a fairly big inventory of available land. If somebody's interested in relocating or coming to Oakridge, they contact the city, that's point of contact? Okay. Yeah.
And I can't remember the exact number, but the number of cars and trucks that pass through Oakridge in 58 is quite an extensive number.
Yeah.
So even if we could get even 5 or 10% of them to stop, I think it's in the thousands.
You guys
How do you
must have
remember this
been
number?
approached some point
It's
with that.
about 1 point, I believe it's around 1.8 million vehicles a year, something like that.
So 100,000 roughly a month, 80,000 a month, so 20,000 a week. So
We have the figures.
it's about 10,000
Yeah,
a
we
day.
got the numbers.
Yeah, we got the.
So have you guys been approached by a pilot or something like that about a truck stop here? Seems logical.
We had a fueling source, we had a place up out of town, that had a barn, a little area there, probably an acre or two, and it was purchased for a,
Card
well, it
lot.
wasn't particularly a truck stop, it was gonna be one of these tack pride things.
Card lot.
Yeah, Truax car
Yeah,
lots,
Truax,
yeah,
commercial
yeah.
truck, well, it never happened for some, well, it didn't happen because of, one of the
And
reasons
there
was
has-
gas tax, and the other was, that we wanted, the city kind of dropped the ball on it, but at any rate, it's still there.
Okay.
And I think that also that's another opportunity that we have in the industrial park that people have wondered why we didn't put a truck stop in there.
Okay.
And I don't know how much that's been explored or
Well-
not, but it's just been one of those things that keeps cropping up every once in a while.
Another opportunity, this is small scale, but if you were to get ODOT to move their signage from the far end of town to the east side of town, so when you had blockage on the road, wrecks, whatever, people coming into Oak Ridge said, oh, we can't go any farther, and they think, oh, we'll stop, as opposed to going on up the roadaways and then getting caught and not wanting to turn around for whatever reason.
Right.
I mean, that's a simple thing, but it might help get people to stop a little bit. The other end of that is that you were talking about the Dalles and what they were doing, but the Dalles has some pretty big draws in there. They have a huge Yahoo that's up there that moved in, but they've got farming, they've got a lot of money going into the solar
Yeah.
around at the area. There's
Windsurfer.
Yeah, it's not apples to apples.
no, because
So, yeah.
they've got a pretty diverse economic base
Yeah.
to draw off of, and that's what, you know, we don't have that at this point. We gotta get something in here to get that started.
Right.
One of the things that the council and staff is working on is trying to get our website updated so that it's more user-friendly, so that we can, for example, advertise the property in the industrial park.
Right.
Okay, those kind of things. But they're also working on actually putting a sign up at the industrial park listing opportunities such as truck stop, manufacturing. So one of the Economic Development Committee members is working on that as we sit here. So
I actually said that backwards. Get the east side, move to the west side. So people coming up 58, because usually it's above us to the
Yeah.
east where they've had accidents.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when the tunnel was closed, it was on that
And
side.
sometimes, yeah, and if they would have those
Okay.
Or if
notices
there's
to
a
people.
chain requirement or.
Yeah, or something like that, or, accidents, whatever. You might get people to stop and eat and spend a little money. It's not a lot, but
Well, one of
everything we can do.
one of the importance of a strategic plan is that if the council, if we put something like that in there and the council adopts that, then we give it to the legislators and say, we need a fix on this, and have them carry our agenda. Because, with all due respect to ODOT, I hope nobody here is offended by this, that's like moving a Goliath, but if you get the legislature to light a fire under them, things tend to happen fairly fast. So after that, so that it's
I'm shocked.
what's that?
I'm just shocked.
Shocking.
I heard a little New York there in you. Boston. He's marking some kind of a curve, huh?
Actually, up in Harvard, yeah.
Now, something that remains a mystery to me that I have been reading about is the color palette the city has in places that are deemed Old Town and
Architectural review, I guess, is what we're talking about from the land use standpoint.
Yeah.
There's a color palette.
so I'm puzzled by, you know, bright purple and yellow and
There
Turn
was
brown.
a color palette
Also,
adopted.
If you look at the, if you look at that new St. Vincent de Paul, that is kind of the color palette. I mean, they're requiring like a brick at the bottom, brick or rock, some kind of.
Yeah, it looks good.
At
Yeah,
the bottom
it's
of
really good, yeah.
We're on the highway require a Cascadia.
Cascadia.
Okay, yeah.
but what actual colors?
There is a color palette.
It's the neutral, about what St. Vinny's is.
Matter of fact,
Or the
it's
standard
those colors
station.
that are sitting up on the counter right now, similar color palette that you have for the uptown.
You involved in that, Ray?
Probably kind of
Was you
earthy.
involved in the color palette?
That was when I
Battleship
first
gray
came
and
on
purple.
council, they'd already
Exactly.
decided, I didn't get
So,
that.
so yeah, it's sitting on the counter.
I didn't even know that's spelled out.
So,
Not a good stuff.
What about the possibility of, I mean, we're working with Amtrak right now to come in for our train stop. I don't see that as an opportunity.
Yeah.
oh yeah, you put it on here.
That's
yeah.
good.
That is an
They
opportunity.
repainted that place with Napa colors that they left with that. That's when all this stuff was already.
If they stop here, can you still get them to get to Granite Bowl sometime the same day that they, they're supposed to be there?
That
To the
reminds me of
Cascade
something
and
else
then
on
she
the
went
strikes,
that way.
we do have a bus that comes up here every day.
Oh, good.
Okay, so is that
Diamond
Lane Transit,
Express. Yeah,
LTD?
Well, it's an offshoot of them, but yes.
yes.
Yeah, okay, so it connects back in. I know that it goes all the way up to Blue River, because my daughter, when she was at U of O, I used to pick her up there on the Mackenzie. You know,
So that's a strength.
Ours begins and ends here, that's the difference.
Right.
It's all
Okay.
right to
Oh,
the right
so-
source. Yeah.
Oh, great,
An
yeah.
opportunity would be to extend that to weekends, because you may be able to get some people that would come
Right.
in and utilize our trails with their
Yeah.
bikes, because the Diamond Express has the ability, you can just hook your bikes on it. That, you know, people that work during the week might come up and just ride the trails around, if it was available. The other
That's good.
opportunity
Yeah,
I
Well,
see,
people are riding if they want to go to the pub, so they don't have to drive and drink.
and it's only $5 round
Truthfully.
trip, so.
Yeah, pretty good deal, yeah.
Another opportunity I see is maybe somehow working with Westford, they have a huge mill site out there that might be able, you know, to do something on it. I know in the past people have thrown out things such as a multi-use site where you could have, equestrian events, motocross events, bicycle events, that type of thing, by having some kind of a usage out there, because they have a neat area too, which if people wanted to stay or eat, they would just come back over here because they don't have those facilities in Westford.
What else?
And I've been asking if this is ever considered, and I've never really got a complete answer about Westboro and or Westridge becoming part of Oakridge.
Oh, annexation? Yeah.
Merging.
We just get closer and closer to needing to happen.
I'm just gonna call that,
Wishful thinking.
merge strategic annexation. So that sounds like we,
Now, I thought we had some planned communities or lots planned out with plenty of housing that's available. Les might know more about that.
Up at Elk Meadows, the golf course,
Up on the way.
you have that planned. You have Salmon Creek over here across from the park that's,
Yeah, there's a lot, there's plenty.
so there's two developments that are
But there
ready to be
again,
built.
there again, we need our water system and our sewer system to be able to do that. Especially our water system.
See that? We got Chuck right here to handle all that.
I mean,
Get that